I want to take a minute to talk about this post because for whatever reason, I'm still on that state of play hype because I loved what we experienced, and I know for a fact this is basically a bait post. There's about 2.5 million views on this, about 7.5k likes, 1,000 retweets. This was instantly made for clicks, and I got debated too. But if we're gonna understand what this guy is going through, we have to understand and look through the comments first, because I have two other people, Get Gene Park and Maku, who's reposting this quote, and I want to see what they have to say. But let's see how many. Let's see what's in here, because there has to be context as to why he has such an L take, in my opinion. Okay, let's see. Well, that state of play was insanely underwhelming. Again, in a state of play, well, I don't know what this guy's expecting, because when I grew up, when I came out as a fetus, from the age that I was able to buy a PlayStation 1 until now that I think about it, after this showcase, I've never wanted to buy a PlayStation 5 more than I do now. But also, I'm saving up for Japan, so I don't know what's going on here. I can technically steal my friend's Switch PlayStation 5 for a second, but essentially, a few of my highlights are on this page, where Romeo is a dead man. Looks fun, but the biggest highlight was Marvel's Tokon Fighting Souls. That was a big thing. Silent Hill with the crowbar was my favorite thing. Pragmato is basically The Last of Us in space. We have Ghost of Yotei, which I am not familiar with because I don't know the franchise very well. First Light the title reminds me of Destiny, but also it's nostalgic for me as somebody who grew up with James Bond, so that's pretty cool. Neo 3, I've already played the other two, Neo 1 and Neo 2. I've already played those. I'm planning and considering playing the DLC for Neo 3, for Neo 2, but I might end up having to do a Steam purchase of it, because let me look it up, because Green Gaming, if they have it on discount, that'd be exciting. Because I do definitely want to play it. What, Neo is not on here? That's really interesting. Green Man Gaming doesn't have it on discount, but essentially, as I'm looking through this, the idea that that Synth Potato believes it's underwhelming. Let's go through the comments first. Okay, he's trying. The number one post on top is like, gang, if posting an image of Ghost of Yotei, Neo Tactics, 7, Silent Hill, and a new Marvel fighting game has you underwhelmed, I agree. He tries to retort. I agree some of these were cool, but 90% of the rest of the state of play was a snooze fest. A few good titles doesn't make up for a show where most people are admitting they fell asleep watching. Yeah, but like, I understand this comment because his thumbnail, Synth Potato's thumbnail, is a parody of Red Dead Redemption, and it doesn't, like, no matter the amount of threads you have, it doesn't change the fact that for main titles like these, you think that it was a snooze fest. Because I had the crash out that Astrobot was unnecessary. It's a good game, but is but it's also a locked IP. This IP is in the same boat. If you were to have a boat and you wanted Bloodborne remake, you'd be in the same boat as Astrobot because they are console locked, generationally locked on the PlayStation. You cannot play Astrobot on the PC without emulators and modifying your computer to do so. You can't play Bloodborne unless you modify your computer in some way, in some fashion. They're on the same boat. And somehow Astrobot got Game of the Year for 2024. I'm going to put my foot down and state that the Game Awards for 2024 was robbed. But again, he says he agrees with some of this news, but what does that look like? What do you mean it doesn't? That post has been deleted. What do you mean this has been deleted? What do you mean deleted? Yo, did you actually like back out on your comments? Let's see. Did he delete this tweet? He deleted the tweet. He deleted that one comment. That is a little bitch. Because June 4th, I don't know why June 4th. This is from a couple days ago. Okay. So this is an update post. Okay. I feel like you hate video games and see this as a bad show. But like again, like the question is, how do you hate this showcase? Okay, hold on. Like, let's look at the old one for sure, because I'm just learning about this, that there's a difference. You were foaming at the mouth the first time you were actually branched out of your Western brain rot and tried Persona. Who are these games for, and why is Nathan Drake James Bond? Okay, I do admit that Nathan Drake doesn't look. James Bond looks like the generic white guy, but Nathan Drake, which is kind of funny. Yeah, James Bond, the MK collection, and Metal Gear Solid was pretty good. Like, I do admit that. I can't talk more about Metal Gear Solid or MK, because MK, my only experience was up till 2010, during high school, and then that was it for me. I never followed it during college or into my adulthood, and I don't know much of Metal Gear Solid other than retrospectives that other people have made. It's super crazy. Okay, here we've caught up. For some reason, these earlier, I don't know why the first post was deleted, but I don't blame you for. They may as well made a PowerPoint. I mean, it just okay. The fact that this 10-minute video that's what presentations are. What do you think? Do you think the Summer Game Awards that's going to happen at the time of this is being posted is going to be any different? The Summer Games Fest, it's going to be another PowerPoint, but on a bigger screen. The Emmy Awards on a bigger screen, but it's a PowerPoint with people changing the narrator. Like, I don't know what you mean by PowerPoints, but let me see. Like, overall, it's a really bad take. He's deflecting, honestly. It just feels so unnecessary this time. Like, why even bother having it in June when clearly everybody's planning actual massive shows, just setting themselves up for a bad comparison? Honestly, that's the problem, where we have at the time of recording, we have the Xbox showcase on Sunday. We have the Summer Game Fest tomorrow on June 6th. And I'm going to be losing sleep tomorrow because after I get off work on time, Oh no, why is Mudahar following Synth Potato? I don't know. That's his prerogative, sure. But like, what the hell is going on here? What are people's takes about this? Jeez, man. But anyway, let's go to the updated post. But it's funny that this initial post, Ghost of Wtphu didn't have gameplay. It was, yeah, it didn't have a gameplay because it's more details on July, and I think to myself, what are they gonna do different from? What will they be doing different than from Ghost of Tsushima? Because again, I've only seen retrospectives, and I want to know what they'll do differently. Otherwise, are you going to play the same game that feels like an expansion? Because that's what I felt during Resident Evil 3 Remake. If that particular game should have been very different from Resident Evil 2 Remake, but it felt like an expansion pass more than anything else. Tactics is too niche. You're talking about... I don't understand your comment about being a niche. Why do you think it's a niche when even 007 is a niche? Final Fantasy Tactics, we've been praying at the summoning circle for like the longest time. And after almost 30 years, we get a remake. Dude, all the baby sacrifices, all the goat sacrifices were made appropriately. Yeah, you're right. I stopped after Neo was mid. You're fine, but okay. Jeez. Stops. Yeah. Yeah, that's honestly my opinion, because like what do you mean? So we're gonna go to the updated post. Anything different? You love video games, but the fact that you feel like this was mid, this was underwhelming. What's underwhelming about a baby between Dead Space and Last of Us? What's underwhelming about a Silent Hill? They had a proof of concept on Silent Hill 2 remake that people want more, and we get a schoolgirl with a wrench and a pipe to the head. Tactics, we've been praying for. Sea of Remnants, that looks better than Sea of Thieves. The 4v4 fighting game, hell yeah. Neo 3, hey, the fact that there's a third title and the past two titles were good, it's even better. It's really cool. Let me see. Bond was nice. Wait, what Xbox? I don't know. Looking forward to the Xbox Showcase more because I'll be playing all those games on my PS5. I mean, what kind of games? What are you expecting? Because like, I understand that sentiment to where, I'm excited for some of the PlayStation games going on to the PC because that's the transition. Like, we even had Stellar Blade, which was highly played on the PlayStation, finally accessible on the PC, and I'm excited to play it. I'm planning on playing the demos sometime soon, but no time so far. I still need to play Expedition 33. That is my primary directive. What do you mean so tired of anime monster fighting? What do you mean by hack and slash, hack and just hack and... What's... Yeah, because like, what's the problem? What makes these fighting games an issue? I don't get it. Like, I don't know what you're doing, Dex. What do you mean? You're so tired of it. If you want a gun game, there's plenty of gun games out there. Let's see. What's wrong with the? Because honestly, like the fact that there was a conversation with the developing team was so important, because name another game that does a 4v4 tag fighting game, because there's no other games out there that are playing 4v4, and we have Marvel's Token Fighting Souls, which is the successor to Dragon Ball Fighters. Hi. What's going on?
Bathroom.
Okay. we have Token Fighting Souls, the successor to Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and I don't know what's going on, man. Arc Systems, really good company. But what's going on here? It's fine to be disappointed, but like, if you only want something specific each time and you always upset about they didn't show you, it's probably time to broaden your interest and see what other games are available, which is very true. I completely agree with that. God forbid people, because again, like, I'm so thankful that I have a Game Pass subscription. If it wasn't for I'm one of those to where I'm in a boat to where, and going forward since last year, the majority of my games are coming from Game Pass. I'm super excited to finish Dark Souls. I'm happy to finish some of the games I currently own. However, what allows me to branch out is Game Pass. Xbox Game Pass has been so very helpful in being able to broaden my horizon. Because if I were to go to Game Pass and go to all games, within the first few titles of what's been recently added, we have Symphonia. Symphonia available. We have Metaphor ReFantazio, Game of the Year nominee from last year, is free over here. I would never have been able to get a chance to play it if it wasn't on this platform. I get to play Monster Train, Doom the Dark Ages. Dude, playing that for 4 hours on the channel, really fun. Dredge, there's Dredge, which is a really fun game to like touch in here. Expedition 33, a game we're currently playing. Blueprints is a Game of the Year contender. Oblivion remake that was like quietly dropped. There was also, what else? What other good games that are here? Because like I'm looking through the list right now. There's Balatro, another Game of the Year nominee from last year. We can finally play it. You can play it on your mobile device fine. You can play it anywhere else fine. But this is a multi-platform game. You have Ninja Gaiden 2, which was a ninja drop back in February and January. There's 9 Souls. The Game Pass catalog provides so much variety to help you touch more than grass. You can touch water, you can touch sand even. God forbid people like Western games. There was a huge lack of first party and Western games shown. So it was disappointing. I play Japanese shit all the time, but we want a balance. But here's the problem. Here's the problem with that. Actually, I'm gonna comment this as I'm talking about it. It's definitely a big sign when a large portion of games from the Game Awards was non-Western. For me, it's a sign that Western developers need to pick up the pace and they need to slow down, honestly. Slow down to make better quality over quantity of games. That's my personal opinion. That's honestly the thing though. It's a big sign when definitely that, because that's what I saw in the last Game Awards. Was there was not a lot of presence of Western games, and that shows something. The community is tired of a particular format, and we need to be treated better, in my opinion. Honestly, this is why I'm giving side eyes to people who only want KH4 or Part 3. I mean, because like that sounds like people who want, because Kingdom Hearts 3 and 7, Kingdom Hearts 4. I don't know the likelihood of Kingdom Hearts 4 because we're always teased about like the games in general. Oh, cool. I'm just happy they gave me a release date for Digimon Time Stranger. What's in this? Oh my god. Is this a new Digimon? Ooh. You get DLC from the pre-orders, new skins from previous titles, new Digimon option skins. You get cards. I don't know what's in the USB. You get a diorama. You get a steelbook. Oh, that's so cool. Not important. Gene Park. What was underwhelming about it? I don't understand at all. No sad dad games. Sad dad games. Are you talking about Diablo 4? Are you talking about a game that tells you, hey, it's going to be the same experience between level 1 as it is going to be a level 40? It's the same game. It's the same difficulty from level 5 to level 40 to level 80 because of the way the game scales. And if you pursue harder content, it's right there. But you don't have to. I get that there's barely first party games, but you're a Sony party fan. But you're a Sony first party fan. Why are you expecting these games to be made quickly? You keep asking for games to show hair follicles and horse balls, so they're going to spend $500 million in 8 years to make it. Is that not what you want? Because again, like, I understand that part because like his comment is based on the potato guy, Sync Potato, because again the parody of what because like who needs to see the graphic quality so good you can see the water like move? Why do you need such game quality so you can see the hair follicles on the person? But I will say, the physics, the male jiggle physics on Claire Obscure was real funny. I will say that it was real funny to get that to get the jiggle. Yeah, because Sorrows, I'm expecting Sorrows to be seen in the SGF tomorrow. This ain't directed at you. It's so funny to see people complain Japanese games are niche, and then they wish they showed Sorrows, the sequel to Returnal, that people criminally overlooked and didn't sell. Well, yeah, like the game didn't. When was what was Returnal's released around? What games? It was, let's see, it was launch time. It was released allegedly from AI. Was released on PlayStation 5 alongside other noteworthy titles. It was released around the same time as PlayStation 5. So this game was released, and it was hard for people to really play for it because during 2020, 2021, the number one game people were playing was just trying to get a console themselves. It was released alongside of Demon Souls and Spider-Man. what else? Like, those are just like examples. But like, already that lineup alone. But that alone, like, is a sign to where people were so busy trying to get a PlayStation 5 that people wouldn't pick up Returnals. They were so focused on one thing, and then, oh my god, Demon Souls, another Souls game. Oh my god. But yeah, otherwise, Synth Potato is unfounded. He is... I know it's a clickbait post, but I had to bite because I have opinions. But that's it for the video. Let me know what your thoughts down below. Am I wrong? Let me know. Okay, bye-bye.